My name is Christo Lepeniotis. I know it's hard to say, so you can just call me Chris for now. I've been working with D&A INVEST Worldwide Services for about a year now. And basically, today we'll be discussing about real estate investments, the potential that there is in Greece, and how the Greek Golden Visa scheme actually changed the real estate market. Today, now with the COVID pandemic still hovering, people of certain financial status are looking to invest safely. So for many prospective investors, real estate is appealing because it's a tangible asset and it can be controlled with the added benefit of diversification. We have reasons to believe that the day after the COVID crisis, once this is all over, investors will turn to countries that were fast to react, eager to take measures, like Greece. Greece performed better than any other country in Europe in its response during the corona pandemic by taking early containment measures. Our country still remains, up until this day, one of the most safe, peaceful, and interesting options to attract new investments. So one of the most popular investments, as you are aware by now, is the property acquisition with the scope of obtaining a residence permit or a citizenship, which is also an option if the party is interested. So why Greece? Greece is a member of the EU. It has great sectors where you can invest apart from the real estate industry. It has a strong shipping and maritime sector. It has an in-depth economic and work market reform. It is an economic hub of Southeastern Europe, and it has a strong tourism sector. Now, I know that it's a bit unfortunate that this summer season was a bit disastrous due to the pandemic, but still, there's so much potential in the tourism sector, and it is one of the factors that actually uplifted the Greek market with the Airbnb model, which I'm going to discuss later on. So, our new government has been really vocal in jumpstarting the Greek Golden Visa and has set an agenda to facilitate foreign investments in the immediate future. Now, in this slide, we are looking at one of the statements made by our Deputy Finance Minister, Theodoros Koulakakis. And he has been vocal and very passionate in helping the Greek Golden Visa thrive again after the pandemic. So, with the prospect of getting a residency, you also get the guarantee of being able to make choices to protect the safety of yourself and your family, having independence from political, economical, social environment factors in your home country, and allows you to have options available whenever you might need them. Since July of 2019, when Kyriakos Mitsotakis became president, took the helm being the prime minister in Greece, and following many years of a severe recession, as you are aware, Greece has undergone a series of deep reforms expressly designed to attract investments and boost employment. Such steps have included drastic cuts in taxes, both on individuals and businesses, a sustained campaign of cutting red tape, and the introduction of a lump sum tax program aimed at drawing wealthy individuals from across the globe. So let's take it to Greece. Now, the Greek real estate market was actually jump-started in 2014 when the Greek Golden Visa scheme actually was applied. It was the midst of the recession, and the Golden Visa scheme actually elevated quite significantly the real estate market. Combined with the increased traffic and tourism at the time, prior to the pandemic, of course, and the rising demand for short-term rentals, owners saw new potentials in their properties. The majority of investment properties at the moment lies in Athens due to the large inventory that existed and still exists, and the new constructions that are on the way to satisfy demand. Athens is still one of the most beautiful capitals in Europe, and even today, since the economic state boost, it is one of the most affordable European countries, European capitals regarding property acquisition, with an average of 2,367 euros per square meter, which is, as you see in the ranking, quite low in regards to other European capitals. The golden visa demand created a new movement and real estate development model, meaning buildings that were left unused, abandoned, or were prior to this, let's say, boom, described as non-residential. They are now being repurposed to luxury apartments with an all-inclusive nature, something that was never the norm, I mean, for Greek developers. The philosophy of this new movement, which we abide by, is to provide ready to move in, ready to generate income properties. And that has created a new demand for properties that are of high quality construction, attention to detail, and are ready to satisfy every need, especially touristic needs and every taste. Now, this is one of our projects, which I'm very happy to present. This is our project in Kalithea. This is a repurposed office building, which will contain 8 apartments, 2 maisonettes, a common pool, sauna, hammam, jacuzzi, rooftop, and a gym. This is being completed as we speak. We expect it to be completed by the end of August. And this shows the level of attention and what we direct our customers to. Okay, this is a preview of what you get. This is actually one of our showrooms, which shows exactly what we offer to the clientele that we have. Most of our clientele isn't particularly interested in staying in Greece, so they want to have a good passive income from day one. And this is one of the many options that we have for them. Now, before I go on to talk about the short-term rentals, I have to say that real estate construction has boomed again. 2019 was the year that there was a 12% increase in construction permits, which was a new peak for Greece, especially Athens, since 2012. As I said before, most of our investors usually see their investment as a holiday home, and they're really keen on generating income from day one. We usually target and direct people that are interested to have a good return on their investment to neighborhoods that are very high in demand for Airbnb, such as Pagrati, Kolonaki, Pukaki, Kalithea, and Avalokiti. Kalithea is actually the neighborhood of the project that I just showed you. And this is a current analysis of the Airbnb occupancy in Kalithea. And it shows with with numbers from Air D&A and the current data center that they have created for COVID real-time statistics, that still, even with the current climate, there's a 55% occupancy in Kalithea, where the norm was to have 100% occupancy during the summer season, of course. Now, short-term leasing generates 50 to 100% more revenue than having your property long-term rented. So most of it has to do with the location. So it's always location, and that's why I've mentioned the neighborhoods before, the main neighborhoods that are considered to be high in demand at the moment, and the rest is pricing strategy. And this is why we also have after sales market and a company that can manage your short-term rental if you're not interested in doing so actively from your country. Now, if somebody is not interested in going through the short-term rental routes. Still, according to the Global Property Guide, Athens has a good to moderate rental yields, which is estimated at 3.97%. And depending on the area, I mean, how posh is it? How expensive is it? How upscale is it? Of course, you can generate up to a 6% rental yield. Now, as I said before, we also offer after-sales management, and that means after-sales services, Airbnb management. We can take over any aspect of your property and property-related issues here in Athens. So you can have hassle-free income. You can have secure, let's say, secure management of your property. Always know what is going on, what are your expenses, how much are you generating, and rest assured that your property is in secure hands. Now, Athens, as I said, Athens and Crete, according to our D&A, are two of the most interesting places to invest, especially if your scope of investment is to have a short-term rental. Athens, especially to its well-preserved heritage, comfortable climates, still remains popular all year long, regardless of the economic situation that there is. And that's why we always direct our clientele to Athens, so they can always have a good alternative if they decide to make the best out of their investment. Now, let's talk numbers. The Greek Golden Visa, which I'm sure you all know, but let's recap a bit. It's considered to be one of the most affordable residence by investment programs that Europe has to provide. Successful applicants and their families are able to benefit from visa-free access to Europe's Schengen area within 2 months of applying. Now, usually the procedure takes 15 to 45 days to issue your visa, so that's also quite fast, quite easy, and quick. Now, since the beginning of the program, almost 7,800 visas were issued. 411 of them were issued in the last trimester during the lockdown. Overall, investors and family members from the beginning of the program were 23,361, and in the last trimester, 1,258 were issued, which shows that the program is still moving forward, considering that we had a 50-day lockdown during the last trimester, as you are aware, proving that the government is backing up this program and will still continue to facilitate all residency application. From that said, here are some FAQs. So everybody can apply. All non-European citizens are eligible to apply for a Golden Visa, as long as the main applicant is over 18 years of age. Who can benefit? Their children, all unmarried children under the age of 21, and they can renew up to the 24th year of age, as long as their original submission took place before they turned 21. They can include their spouses, of course, wives or husbands, and their parents from both sides. The minimum investment, as you are well aware, is 250,000 euros, and the permit is issued for 5 years, and you can go ahead and renew it for every 5 years as long as you keep property. Now, here are some few statistics. I'm not sure if they are of any interest, but from the amount of applications that we had up until today, almost 73% are from Chinese clientele, 7.2% from Turkey, 4.6% Russian, and the rest, 2% Lebanese, and other nationalities were 13%. Okay, so as soon as the permanent residence is permitted, investors and their families have the option to live in Greece, of course, which is not a prerequisite. I mean, if they don't want to do that, they're fine, and travel freely, to any European country within the Schengen area. And the freedom of this choice and movement makes the Golden Visa program exceptionally powerful and a useful tool when you're interested in building your future. In addition to that, Greece is a country full of alternatives, both in terms of lifestyle and investment opportunities. On the 7th year of your investment, you also have the option, under specific terms, to apply for a citizenship, which is also a good option to have. As I said, applying is a fairly easy process. And if I could use 3 words to describe the Greek Golden Visa, those would be quick, simple, transparent. Now, we as a company, as a firm, we take into consideration the specificity and complexity of real estate acquisition and their management. So we have adopted a one-stop shop philosophy. So with our deep knowledge of the real estate sector and requirements that come along with the management of the property, we are ready to relieve our clients from any obstructions and general bureaucracy. Now, I'm not sure if I should address this right now. Since the COVID pandemic, our government, in order to facilitate all applications, you are also available to grant a POA, a power of attorney, to the firm or the lawyer that you have decided to represent you. And if you're keen on buying without actually visiting the property, without having to travel to Greece, as I understand that would be difficult at the moment, we can provide video presentation, photographs, and even we can do a live call, being in the property, so we can show you exactly what you will be getting, discuss the pros, the cons, take you through a tour, an actual tour of the place. And if you're fine with that, the next steps are quite easy. Once you grant the POA to us or to the person or the firm that you have entrusted this task with, they are able to complete the transaction for you on your behalf and continue with the application submission. The application submission can reach its final stage, and you can issue the certificates of submission. However, up until today, you cannot submit your biometrics from abroad. You'll have to, at some point, arrange a trip to Greece. Usually that is done in coordination with the lawyer, the person that's representing you here, and the authorities, as you have to set an appointment to come in and give your fingerprints. So if it wasn't for that and the fact that trips are a bit laggy at the moment, it is an easy breezy process for you to handle even remotely. I'm not sure if anybody has any questions for me at the moment, or should we leave that for the Q&A?
Well, Christo, thank you for the very informative information which we got about Greece, and especially about also how it is run in this difficult situation of the Corona crisis. That is really good, and that Greece is so flexible to offer the possibilities to do certain things with power of attorneys and other assistance methods, that it is still possible to acquire and get this golden visa. Then there's a question of somebody, of Maria, can you sell the first property within 5 years?
Or... Yes, I've actually replied to that, but yes, I can say that you can sell the property and your visa will remain valid as long as you straight away go ahead and buy something else of the same value or more, but it cannot be less than 250K.
Okay, thank you. And I see that's very impressive that China also is very much going to your country, to Greece. That is great. How does it look like with other nationalities, like from Iran, from Syria? Are they also somehow welcome, or is it more difficult for them to get the permits?
Oh, they are welcome, but it's difficult for them to. We haven't seen much interest from their countries, to be honest. I'm not sure why. Probably the amount seems to be a bit too expensive for them. We had some communications with India, to be honest, and we were trying to nudge the markets. But the Indian people seem to find this to be a bit too expensive for their taste. Although this is one of, well, it's the cheapest visa at the moment in Europe, to be honest. I'm not sure if they will be able to afford something like that.
Okay, thank you. And there's also a question concerning, I understand that in some countries, many people apply, but they have difficulties really getting till to the end to get the permit. Is there a certain statistic about the dropout rate, or in Greece, how many apply and how many are rejected or don't make it?
Personally, within our firm, we never had a visa being turned down. That's why we offer preliminary assessments. If the client is completely transparent with us and they tick every box, I mean, their funds are legal, there's no problem with the law, they have a clear criminal record, and they haven't been included in any type of legal disputes with their country, for example, that could stop or cancel their application or getting turned down. No, there won't be a problem. As far as I'm aware, the statistics say that we have almost a 90% success rate here in Greece.
Oh, that's impressive. I think other countries are quite a bit lower. That's really good. Excellent.
That's due to the extensive assessment. So if the client is honest about who he is and what is he bringing to the table, there's no problem. I mean, if there is even a slight odd that he won't get accepted, that his application won't be processed, we want him to know that in advance. I mean, there's no point in having a dissatisfied customer.
Okay, then we have another question. Could you receive a golden visa investing through alternative investment fund?
Yes, there are two more options for you to get a golden visa. Well, three actually. You can be financially independent, which means that you have to show that you're able to sustain yourself and other members, if other members are coming also with you. That means that you have to have at least 2,000 euros monthly income. But it's not really for people who, well, we mostly get those type of applications to people who want to retire, who have actually are done and want to come to a peaceful country and basically live somewhere by the sea, ocean, or in a small village. Those people don't want to invest somewhere in Greece, in Athens, or in a capital. There's also the option of you investing in a business, which means that you would have to come, set up a company. We would consult, of course, with you, let us know what your business plan is, where are you looking to invest, offer you some options, and then you will get an investor's visa. And depending on what your investment is, what's the amount, you can also have extra permits for the people that will be your colleagues.
Okay, thank you. Then another question. Greece, of course, is the birthplace for many developments, democracy, and many other things. The language has done very nicely, and there's many important texts are written or written in Greece, in Greek. but unfortunately, many of us, we don't know Greek anymore. And when you move to Greece, how is it? Is it a real requirement that the people should and must learn Greek, or they just can continue speaking English and they're quite happy with it, and also with the administration?
No, there's no prerequisite for you to learn the language unless you're opting for citizenship, where you need to speak at least the basic. In your daily life interactions, there won't be a problem. Almost everybody speaks English up to a certain extent. Most people here are even trilingual, like me, so you won't have a problem. Now, when it comes to the public sector, yeah, you might have an issue, but there will always be somebody there to help you. Nowadays, if you want to get into public administration, you need to speak at least English. So you will find somebody to help you out if you have any issues with the Greek bureaucracy. But that's also something that we can help them with. If they need our help in any matter whatsoever, we also have this after-sales service. So even if they don't want to get involved, like, for example, going to the tax office, we can do that for them.
Okay, thank you. Then the question came up again, is Greece open to Iranians? And I think you said yes.
Yes.
That's good. Okay, great. Well, I am pleased to see that more and more people are participating. We have more than 200 registered participants. It, of course, is great, and it's great to see. And I do hope that Greece, who went, I think I can say, through some very tough years, that now with the Corona crisis, but we also see that it is a good place, and that it's a country which, from the health care system, I think has done quite nicely compared with many other countries who had more problems. So I do think it is a good place to see. And me being in Dubai, in that area, the Arabian countries, we see that the interest for Greece is increasing. So I do hope you will get some of these clients. That's great to see. So thanks a lot for your participation.